Welcome to Justice for All, the program that takes you through the ins and outs of Jamaica's legal and justice systems and how they affect you. Being arrested can be a frightening experience, and it can happen to even the most law-abiding of citizens. Do you know what to do if you've been arrested? Keep on watching and you'll find out.
You better get up, stand up. If you've been done wrong, you better stand up for your rights like that Marley song. Keep yourself represented, lawfully defended. Know your human rights, don't ever surrender.
Well, one of the first things I like to tell people is don't ever resist arrest. The police, however, should advise you that you don't have to say anything unless you're represented by an attorney. Once they ask the police to contact an attorney for them, and if they don't have an attorney duty counsel, then the police must stop asking you questions immediately. And people need to be aware that if they feel they have been forced to give a statement or to sign a statement, they need to let their lawyers know.
Is that part of the right to make a phone call once you've been arrested? Is that phone call usually intended to be for your lawyer, or is that not included as your one?
It's a part of the policy and procedures that they should allow you one phone call to call either your family members to let them know where you are, or to call your attorney. Yes, you do have that right and you can ask for it. There are many persons, however, who have reported that they have been denied that right to make the phone call.
All right, could you tell me what a duty counsel is and exactly what their role is as well?
Well, a duty counsel is a legal aid lawyer. They are on the list of legal aid attorneys, a duty counsel roster. They are not the same as the legal aid lawyer who will represent you once you have been charged. The duty counsel will assist you if you have been arrested without being charged. These are regular lawyers who have provided their assistance, usually at a cut rate, through legal aid.
And what kind of time period can they expect to be there?
Well, by right, you should have bail considered within 24 hours of you being arrested. Now, when I emphasize the word considered, because you can get station bail at the station, where the police in charge there can grant you bail. Bail is something that everyone who is arrested has a right to. Now, by right, if you are held more than 72 hours without being charged, you can then ask the duty counsel or your attorney to file an application before the court for you to be released or charged.
Did you know?
For most offences, bail can be granted by the police. This is known as station bail. You should not have your fingerprints taken against your will, without the police getting an order from a magistrate. When you're arrested, you have the right to legal help. If you can't afford one, the government will provide one for you.
All right, so tell us about the arrest procedure. What exactly do you go through from the perspective of a police officer and also the one being arrested?
Right, for the arresting officer, the arrest is considered once an offense, an arrestable offense is identified. We go to the person who we identified committing the offense, identify ourselves, point out the offense or offenses that were committed to the person, and explain to them that it's a breach of the law, which law they breached, and why we need to arrest them.
All right, what are some of the misconceptions people may have about being arrested?
One of the major ones is that once they are arrested, they'll be beaten by the police. This is not true, because modern times now, and you must understand that the police, most 80–90% of the force are trained, or have been trained and trained ongoing under these rules that are provided by it's international human rights and humanitarian law. We have been trained, so police now have been sensitized to know that citizens are not to be beaten. As a senior member of the force and supervising juniors, it's my responsibility and one of my duties to explain to them the offense is not committed against you, the person, you, the police person. It's committed against the state. You are merely an agent of the state, and therefore you have to be professional and separate the feelings from the performance of the job.
For more information on your rights under the law, contact Jamaicans for Justice by calling 755-4524-6 or visit the website at jamaicansforjustice.org. If you have been arrested and feel your rights were violated, you can contact the Independent Commission of Investigations. Call toll-free at 1-888-4HELP or by email indicom@cwjamaica.com. In-person visits can be made at 45 to 47 Barbados Avenue in Kingston or 42 Market Street in Montego Bay. You can visit their website at indicom.gov.jm. Jamaicans for Justice has created a list of your rights under arrest. Never resist arrest. The police should advise you of the charge against you. If they aren't charging you, then they should explain why they are arresting you. When you are arrested, the police should advise you that you don't have to say anything. The police should also tell you that anything you say can be taken down and used as evidence. Don't say anything until advised by a lawyer.
Despite being arrested and processed, fortunately, I did not end up in the lockup behind me. I hoped you learned about the procedure behind arrest. Remember, justice for one is justice for all.
You better get up, stand up. If you've been done wrong, you better stand up for your rights like that Marley song. Get yourself represented, lawfully defended. Know your human rights, don't ever surrender. No, don't ever surrender. No, don't ever surrender.